Alright, so I'm gonna wire up some LED puck lights to the van. Right now I'm just setting up all the electrical wiring so I can, start installing switches, all the necessary switches, charging ports, all that good stuff, because I want to start mounting the walls and the ceiling. So, safety first. Oh, hell yeah. I like that. I went with a warm white. That's perfect. Yes, and it's dimmable. All right, so it's day 2. And I got the front section of lights all hooked up except for the switch. I'm gonna work on the back. So I gotta make a little spider web like this. Y'all know the drill. Cheers. Time to get to work. So pretty much what we are doing is I'm gonna make a how-to. So you want to hook these lights. These are my battery powered lights. Pretend like these are not here. Okay. So when you hook the lights up in parallel, you want to hook all the positives up to one positive line, all the negatives up to one negative line. Using soldering is best, but connectors, it'll do the job. So I'm gonna put a dimmable switch over here. You only need to hook power up to the switch. Well, I guess it depends what kind of switch you got, but a simple on and off switch. And I think, maybe I should check the dimmer switch. All right, so I'm glad I checked. You actually do need to hook ground to the switch as well. And then ground and power go to the fuse box. A standard on and off switch, you only need to hook up power to the switch. So that means I have to fix this. So I'm gonna finish hooking these up. We're gonna make a spider web of wires here. So I measured the first section. We got 56 inches, so I'm gonna cut this up. 56. Right there. Okay. All right, so we got 56 inches going down there. I'm gonna put a light here, so we need to measure from here. Boom, boom. Okay, and then from here, boom, boom. Okay, so let me grab those measurements. Okay, 9 plus 45, that's gonna be 54. Okay, so now we're going to take these 3 and connect them into a Y. Excuse me, Ozzy. You can go outside if you want. So before I solder those 1, 2, 3 into a Y, I'm going to grab a section of wire from here to there, because it'll be easier if we connect them all and then solder. So we got 34 inches at that point. Man, it's freaking hot right here. Holy cow. All right, so it helps to make these longer. It helps when you're soldering. There you have more surface area. Okay, so I braided these three. These are each for one light. And then here's the other half of it, so I'm gonna braid that to that. Boom, just like that. Now we solder. Not gonna lie, this looks horrible, but it'll do. Now I wanna cut some shrink wrap, follow it through, and cover that up. So we got one section of wire, which is 70 inches, one section's 20. Those are gonna link up to this. Okay, so here's the main wire. We're gonna go here to there, there to there. So from here, I have to hook it up. I have to hook it up to the switch. Depending on where, I might put the switch over here, might put over here. So from the floor to the ceiling is about 5 feet. Probably just gonna use a 6 foot, and then that way I have some extra wiggle room. So 6 feet to here. Braid all these together. This is where our Y section is going to be. This is where our road's going to end. I guess we'll just say if our 3 roads meet and turn into one. That's one way to see it. Alright, nice and braided. So a tip before doing all this, determine which kind of switch you're going to use. Whether you're going to use a simple on and off switch or a dimmer switch, because that'll really depend on, you know, if you need to hook power to the switch or power and ground to the switch and vice versa. Next, you need to know what color lights you want. Warm to white or warm to cool. So I'll put a couple diagrams. I wanted more of like an orange tint. I don't like white lights, so if you're soldering, it helps to have some sort of clamps. Alright, looks a little goopy. As my dad would say, bubble gum. You want to make sure there's no sharp points, because they'll cut through the shrink wrap. And because that's power, the van is ground. It's grounded. So if you touch power to ground, you're going to short it out. So if it's sharp, fix it or file it. Okay, so now that we got power situated, now we need to do this all over again for negative. But first, I think it's lunchtime. All right, lunchtime over. Now, where were we? So we've got power situated. Now I should have wrote all this information down. All right, so because the positive and the negative look the same, black wires, I labeled it. That way I don't get confused. Nice little braid. This is probably my best one so far. That looks amazing. I did so good I can fit one of these thinner shrink wraps on. Alright, so now I'm adding that 6 light extension for the negative. So I'm gonna cut a 12-inch ground wire. Another beautiful braid. I messed up. So now I gotta cut these and re-strip them. So I put a protective sleeve over this because the solder was that bad. So I'm gonna put some of these sleeves over some of these really bad ones, like that. This one for sure. Got a big old horn. Bingo. Hey, buddy. Little Fluffy. What you doing? Alright, got me some goodies. Gonna make some harnesses. Got some more shrink wrap. What is this? A two pin harness. 1-pin harness. Some white lights for the drawers and cabinets. And then dimmable switches. Interesting. Alright, so I'm going to attempt to install a connector onto here. And then, you know, that way I can unplug it and plug it in if it ever breaks or whatever. And the weirdest part about this is black wire is positive, white is negative. Weird, huh? Alright, so I got a new crimping tool to my arsenal. Let's see if we can do this without wasting too many of these terminals. Finally got these crimped. This thing, freaking garbage. 20 bucks, $5. This one worked a lot better. Holy cow. What a pain in the ass. What have I gotten myself into? I just have to remember, negative is white. So it needs to go on number 1. Yeah, they're labeled 1 and 2. So wish me luck. Alright, knocking them out. Alright, negative side done. It's not so hard. It's just, this thing was 20 bucks. And it just doesn't work properly. So I've been using the needle nose pliers to bend the tabs and then finish it off with this. I'm gonna move on to the positive side and then hook those into these pigtails. And then once that's done, we'll pretty much have a full harness. So this step is not necessary. I'm just doing this in case one of these goes out or I need to service it, or let's say I put too many. All I gotta do is unplug it and it just doesn't work. So I don't know, I just think it'd be easier and better in the long run. So this is not necessary, but it is doable. It's actually easier to hook up the terminals when they're soldered like this. Just makes life so much easier. Alright, all done. Now I gotta hook up this switch, but I don't know that I feel like doing that right now. Oh, I think I'm gonna end it here. I will finish installing all the lights and switches either tomorrow or another day. And I got all the lights with their electrical connectors, got the harness created, I just gotta put some more sleeves on just to make it look nicer and keep it more organized. So yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Come back and we'll get this all situated. So yeah, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. Pretty proud of myself. Learned how to solder, made some connections. This is also gonna help in the long run. If there's ever an electrical issue, I literally just pop these off, use the test light, and check to make sure we got power, make sure we got ground, instead of cutting wires and checking, then you got to repair the wires, etc. Anyways, later guys.